Hello everyone, welcome back to Moonlit Journal. Before getting into today's video, I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about Luisa, who I am partnering with on this video. You may already be familiar that they are my favorite jewelry brand. I pretty much exclusively wear Luisa jewelry and I have loved them for years. I believe the first time I ever purchased from them was like 5 years ago, so I really can't recommend their pieces highly enough, having been a longtime user myself. The reason I wanted to talk about Luisa is because they are having their Black Friday sale right now. So if you're interested in purchasing anything, please feel free to check out the link in my description box. But I would highly recommend, if you are looking for gifts for the holidays, or if you just want a good deal on great quality jewelry, I would highly recommend you take advantage of their Black Friday sales. There's so many reasons why I love Luisa jewelry, but I will say the top one is the quality. Quality of their pieces is just so impressive to me for the price point. If you're a frequent viewer of my channel, then these rings will look very familiar to you. I wear them basically every single day. They are my favorite accessories to put on. I've had these two since April, and they still look brand new. There is absolutely no tarnishing, no scratching. It hasn't worn off at all, and these are all gold plated. This is my most recent ring that I got from Luisa, and I think it's so beautiful. But yeah, they look brand new. And even the earliest pieces that I've purchased from them from several years ago still look brand new. There is no tarnishing whatsoever. And I'll be honest, I'm not very precious with my jewelry. You know, I wash my hands with these on, I wear hand lotion, and it has had no effect on them. So I know that these pieces are going to last me a very, very long time, if not a lifetime. And that is what makes me so comfortable with recommending them. I will say it's also extremely comfortable to wear. I just think the quality is so solid. It is such a great gift to give others. I have personally gifted Luisa jewelry to friends, to family. I just think the designs are so elegant and universally flattering and timeless. And with the quality being so great, I just always feel so comfortable getting these as gifts. Something else that really matters to me is the fact that they have a 2-year warranty on all of their pieces. So if you ever do run into any issues, it's really easy to just submit a claim and either get a replacement or store credit. So yeah, I am still loving my Luisa pieces that I got at the start of this year. This bracelet as well is still one of my favorite pieces to wear. Feel free to check out the link in my description if you are interested. And with that, let's get into the rest of this video. By the time you are seeing this, I will already be in Japan and I'm so excited. But at the moment, at present, when I am filming this, I am a little bit stressed about my journaling plan for when I'm traveling. So I wanted to sit down and kind of walk through it, talk about the supplies I'm planning to take, the journals I'm planning to take, how I am even planning to journal during my trip. And then in the second portion of this video, I was thinking of showing you a what's in my bag travel edition, because I do carry a different bag when I'm traveling and I carry different things with me than I typically do. So I thought I would include that in case anyone's curious. This video is kind of selfishly also for me to get some mental clarity. And so hopefully we can achieve that today. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'd like to do though. So let's just get right into it. This is basically everything that I'm planning to bring with me for my Japan trip for journaling. It looks like a lot, I know, but this one is going to go in my purse, handbag. This one will probably stay in the hotel room. I probably will not bring this entire case. I think I'll just pull out a few pens from here. And then these two, I think, can fit in this case. So I think the main daily driver for my travel journaling is going to be my Hobonichi Cousin. I definitely want to bring this with me for my trip because I had a trip earlier this year to France and the UK, and I did successfully manage to journal in here most days during that trip. And it's because I came up with a template that was really easy to keep up with and sustainable during the duration of that trip. So I'm kind of hoping to do the same thing during my Japan trip, which is basically this. Each day, I left the entire left column of the page blank, and all I had to do was sit down for 10 to 15 minutes every night before going to bed and recap what happened that day, just on the right side of the page. And you'd be surprised, this space is actually pretty easy to fill out fairly quickly, especially if you have more ephemera going on, which I think during my Japan trips, I usually always pick up a ton of ephemera every day. So I think that's gonna take up a lot of the page space anyway, but I will plan to do the same thing. Essentially just commit to filling out the right side of the page every night before bed and giving myself like a 10-minute timer if I don't have a ton of time. And I think this worked out really well during my summer trip. And I like having the daily memories still documented in my Hobonichi Cousin, because at the end of the day, this is my main archive for the whole year. And this is probably what I'll look back on at an overall level to see, you know, the main core memories from the year. So I definitely want to still keep this book with me. At first, I wasn't sure because it is quite big, right? It is a chunky book. It will take up space in my luggage, but I'm also very attached to it at this point, and it feels weird to be apart from this book and to not be documenting all the things I experience each day. I know I could, in theory, backfill, but I think I've gotten so accustomed to the practice of daily journaling now that it's a part of my daily routine. And after seeing how easy it was to just fill out half the page during this trip earlier this year, I think it's very much realistic to do it again in Japan. It's very sustainable and easy. All I have to worry about then during the day is making sure I take at least 2 pictures from that day that I would like to save in my journal, because there's definitely going to be ephemera that'll take up the rest of the space, or stickers or something like that. So I think this is a very easy commitment. The other plus side to bringing this book is this case, actually. So I'll probably empty out this case completely so that I have all of these pockets empty where I can store any ephemera I pick up during my trip. Any business cards, tickets, receipts, all of that kind of stuff, I'll just store in here as the trip goes on. And then this zipper pocket is also super handy, and that's probably where I will put my scissors and glue. And I might not even need to bring this, to be honest, but I'm going to bring it in case I'd like to stick in ephemera as I'm journaling during my trip. I mean, they really don't take up a lot of space. It still closes just fine. So yeah, this is coming with me. I think the other perk of having this case is I'm thinking whenever we're going on train rides during our trip, because those can be quite long sometimes, like I think one of our train rides will be maybe 6 hours long. I can just kind of wear this as a bag with the crossbody strap and journal on the train. So I like how kind of portable this is. So that is the cousin. And then I will also be keeping a traveler's notebook with me. So I felt like, since this is going to be in the hotel room, because it's so huge and it's so precious to me, I don't want to take it out with me. I needed a space where I can collect ephemera that I pick up through the day. And also I wanted a notebook where I can collect stamps, because in Japan, there are so many different places where you collect stamps, like at the train stations, if I go to any Travelers Factory stores or stationery stores, and just in general, it's very much so a part of the culture. So I wanted to have an insert with me, and this is a Good Impressions insert that I could have in my bag during the day and pull out whenever I need to add stamps to it. I'm also keeping this zipper case insert to collect any ephemera. So any like receipts, business cards, tickets, any of that, I'll just put in here really quick as we're out and about. And then at night, I can organize it better in here, or even stick it down already as I'm journaling. So I think this is going to be really helpful for collecting things through the day for me to then transfer into my journal eventually. So it's more like complementary to this. The other thing to note, I guess, is this insert is actually my morning pages insert. I kind of switched out of the Midori grid notebook that I had been using because I've mentioned a few times that one was getting a little finicky with my fountain pens. Like it just wasn't writing very nicely in there. So I switched to this and it's been going really well. And now I'm using this kind of like a mixed morning pages, stream of consciousness, therapy notebook. Basically all of the things I'd like to write about that I don't want in my cousin. And I like that I will also have this with me in case we like go to a cafe during the day and we have some time to just sit down and relax, and I can pull this out and journal. I think it's unlikely I'm going to journal very often during the day because I like to be really present. But if the opportunity arises, I'm glad that I'll have a notebook insert with me to journal in. And because this is like more private thoughts and it's just pen to paper, I'm not very precious with this insert. And so I'm totally okay with collecting stamps in here and then cutting them out, ripping those pages out to transfer it to my journal. So it kind of works really well for both of those purposes. Now, the other reason why collecting ephemera is going to be super important for me is because you might recall that I actually have a dedicated travel journal as well. This is my Let's Go on a Road Trip limited edition cover. I don't know if this is still limited edition or if it's available now in the US. I'm not sure, but this is my travel journal. And right now it just houses my Japan travel insert from last year. I went to Japan in October of 2024, and that's when I got this insert from the Traveler's Factory in Tokyo Station. And I love this insert. It's so beautiful. The gold foiling is just so nicely done on these. But this is where I was documenting my 2025 trip. And I really liked the way in which I was journaling in here. It was very scrapbooky. I felt really creative in here. And I just had a lot of fun putting these pages together. And for this 2024 trip, I only ended up using about like half of the insert. So I have a ton of pages left in here. And I really wanted to just make this entire insert like a dedicated Japan travel journal. So I was hoping for my 2025 trip now that I would just continue in the same insert and do more of the scrapbooking style memory keeping in here. And so I think a huge benefit of keeping the Hobonichi Cousin with me during my trip is that I will have documented what I did every day and like the main highlights of each day that I could then transfer in here later on. Because for this travel journal, like this is something that takes me a really long time to complete. It's more of like a creative exercise for me. It's not something that I would do during my trip at all. This is definitely something I would work on once I'm back. And truthfully, I'm not even done with my 2024 trip. Like there's still, I think 2 days worth of journaling that I haven't done yet from that trip. So this is a much like longer term project, more of a creative outlet, but I definitely want to capture this trip in here as well and have this just be like a Japan travel insert. So because of that, I want to pick up a ton of ephemera so that I can stick it all in here. And I don't want to bring this notebook with me because I'm only going to work on this once I'm back. But that's kind of another reason why I think having this traveler's notebook in my bag every day is going to be super helpful so that I can collect all the things and it fits in my bag It's super easy to whip out. I'm not precious with this notebook at all, so it's okay if it gets beat up. And because I had it customized through Baumkuchen, I also have a pen loop so I can keep a pen with me while I'm out as well. And I'm just gonna keep this in my Traveler's Company dust bag that I got at the Kyoto store. And yeah, these are kind of the two main journals that I'll have with me. As for supplies or tools that I'll bring, I'm keeping it super minimal. I think I'm just gonna ink up my TWSBI Eco with a neutral ink, either the Nakayamate Black or Sailor Yurameku Hanagokoro. Both of those are like solid. They go with all colors. They don't clash on a spread. So no matter how I choose to decorate the pages that I fill out each night here, it won't clash. It'll look fine. So I'm probably just gonna keep one fountain pen, and I will probably just put it in this pen loop, honestly. I'm a little nervous with plane travel though that this might break. So maybe I should just keep my pen case. I think that's what I'll do. I'll keep this pen case, but I'll empty it out for the most part. I'll keep my TWSBI Eco and my Bennu talisman. And then this way I can also keep some of my felt tip pens, like my Uniball fine liner pens. Those are good backups for journaling in case something happens to my fountain pens. That way, I think I could also probably fit my scissors and glue in here. Let's see. That actually fits perfectly. So I have 2 fountain pens, 3 regular pens, my scissors, and my glue stick all in here, and that feels really nice and protected. So I'll probably just pack these 3 things. Okay. Whew, this seems like a good plan to me. I'm feeling relieved now. So these 2 will go in my check-in luggage or carry-on, and this is going to go in my handbag, which brings me to the second portion of this video where I'll walk you through everything I'm gonna have in my handbag for my trip. Okay, this is gonna be a little hard to show because this bag is pretty large and I don't know if it's fully in frame, but this is the tote bag that I use when I'm traveling because it is so large and it can fit so much and it's very comfortable to wear. I like that it's waterproof as well. So whenever I'm traveling, if it rains, like I don't have to worry about messing up the bag. This is a Baggu medium crescent bag, I believe. And this was the Collina Strada collaboration. I don't think it's available anymore, but I really liked this one because of the silver buckle here. I just thought that detail was so cool. And I really liked the font of this Collina Strada as well. And if you're not familiar with this bag, the inside lining is also really nice. It's really beautiful. And I like that it's quite bright in there so that it's easy to identify my items inside the bag because there's that contrast that it provides. So overall, solid bag. I like that this height is adjustable here. This strap is so thick and sturdy that it's quite comfortable to wear. Actually, it kind of just hugs around your body. So really, I use this bag more for like functional purposes. I wouldn't say it's exactly my aesthetic. It's not the prettiest bag to me, but I just like that it's understated, it's functional, and I think the detailing is really cute. And I have my Paper Plant Co. pin on here as well. I am hoping to go to Pop Mart when I'm in Japan and maybe finally get a bag keychain from there. I would love to get a Skull Panda one. I've kind of been holding off until my trip because it is cheaper in Japan, so didn't really make sense to buy it here. So we'll see if I end up getting one. So in this bag, it's basically one large compartment, and then there's zipper pockets on either side that are quite large, actually. They're pretty roomy. And both of the zipper pockets are the same size on either side. So that's the only thing about this bag is like, it doesn't offer a ton of organization. You kind of just throw everything in there. And the zipper pockets help a little bit, but it's a little awkward to use sometimes. So I'm just gonna go through item by item, and I'm gonna start with the zipper pockets, actually, the smaller pockets inside. So I have a hair clip and a hair tie. Always gotta keep some of these on hand. I have sugar-free gum. I really love this Orbit sweet mint flavor. And then just my keys. And that's all I have in this pocket. On the other side, I have my passport traveler's notebook, which is basically my wallet. I use the cotton zip case as my wallet. And then I just have my passport in here, which is super handy for travel. And if I want, I could also add a notebook insert in here if I want to have like my full itinerary noted down. But I don't think I will need that. I'll probably just keep notes on my phone for that. So I just removed the notebook insert. And that's it in that pocket. Now going into the main pouch, we have my traveler's notebook, which I just spoke about. This is where I'm going to collect all of my ephemera and stamps every day, and potentially journal in here. I have my Trader Joe's hand sanitizer spray. Always need this on hand when I'm traveling. This isn't my favorite scent. I don't like this grapefruit one. My favorite one is the lavender. But I've mentioned this before. I really like the texture of this spray. It's really lightweight and it kind of dries to nothing on your hand. Like, it doesn't leave a film at all. It's the most comfortable hand sanitizer that I have found. So I always use those. I always keep Advil on me because I get migraines really easily. And Advil is basically the only medication that helps. And it's only like 50% of the time, honestly, that it does help, but at least it's something. It's the only thing that works for me. So I always keep Advil. I have my AirPods, of course. We'll definitely need this for all of the train rides and for my flight, of course. And these are the ones with like really good noise canceling, which is a must for an autistic person. So I really love these. I find that the AirPods with this design are the most comfortable for me. I really don't like the ones with like the silicone buds. And then I have my lip balm. This is my favorite one right now. It's from Ola Henriksen. And this is in the color Cocoa Creme. Beautiful. This really solidly moisturizes my lips. And I really love the tint of this as well. But they have lots of other colors. I also have my Tangle, just in case. Always need it on hand. It's very soothing for me. It helps me stim. Thought I had my glasses case in here, but that's the only other thing I would add are my glasses, because usually I wear contacts every day, but in case something happens and they dry out or something, I like to have my glasses on hand. But that is it. That's everything I'm going to carry with me during my trip. And it still leaves me with quite a lot of space left in here, which I will need as I purchase things through the day. Okay, that's everything I wanted to share today, guys. I'm feeling pretty good. I just need to pack now. I need to pack all my clothes and everything else. But I'm glad that I have the journaling system ready to go for my trip, because honestly, it was stressing me out for some reason. I don't know. I've been overthinking my journaling a lot lately, and I'll probably discuss that in a future video. But for now, I feel good about this. I feel good about mainly focusing on my Hobonichi Cousin and collecting ephemera for my travel journal for later on. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. I'm really curious what other people do when they travel. Are you someone who just leaves your journals at home, likes to be fully present and not journal at all when you're away? Or are you someone that needs to document everything and needs to stick with your routine of writing every day? I'm curious. And quick reminder to check out the link in my description box if you are interested in checking out Ana Luisa's Black Friday sales. I hope that if any of you have holidays coming up, or if you happen to have a Thanksgiving holiday, I hope it went well. All right, Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.